Nevin Spence was an Irish rugby union player whose burgeoning career as a centre and wing for Ulster Rugby and Ireland's age grade sides was tragically cut short on September 15, 2012. Born on January 11, 1990 in Banbridge, County Down, Spence emerged from the Ulster Academy with a reputation for blistering pace, intelligent lines, and a powerful fend. He made his Ulster debut in November 2009, scoring his first 2 senior tries against Leinster later that season, and went on to record 7 tries in 26 appearances by the time of his death. A graduate of Royal Belfast Academical Institution and Queen's University Belfast, he captained Ireland's Under-20s at the 2010 Junior World Championship, earning plaudits for leadership and skill. Away from rugby, Spence was known for his humility, work ethic on his family's farm near Guildford, and warm camaraderie among teammates. On the evening of September 15th, Nevin, his father Graham, and brother Graham Jr. were engulfed by grain in a slurry silo collapse. Emergency services recovered their bodies the following day, prompting an outpouring of grief from across Irish rugby. Ulster wore black armbands. The Irish Rugby Football Union held a minute's silence before that weekend's internationals, and supporters left floral tributes at Ravenel. In the years since, the Nevin Spence Foundation was established to support young athletes and farming families, ensuring his legacy endures both on and off the field. Campbell Tait was a talented back row forward who made his professional debut as a teenager with Sale Sharks in the Guinness Premiership. Born July 5, 1987 in Sale, Greater Manchester, he attended Sale Grammar School and Sedbergh School before reading history at the University of Manchester, and honed his early rugby skills with youth sides Broughton Park and Altrincham Kersal. Primarily a number 8 who could also operate at flanker, Tait broke into the Sale first team in 2005 and went on to make around 40 senior appearances over 5 seasons, his progress curtailed by persistent injuries that forced him to leave the club in 2010. Internationally, he was selected for England's Under-20 squad and England's IRB Sevens training squad for the 2008-09 series, and later represented Scotland at the 2009 Dubai Sevens. After retiring from rugby, he embarked on a successful corporate career in Hong Kong as a finance manager with KPMG and captained Kowloon RFC to their first Premiership League title in 30 years during the 2011-12 season. On December 12, 2012, aged 25, Tait was found dead after falling from the Harbourview Horizon apartment block in Hung Hom, Kowloon. A coroner recorded an open verdict on whether his death was accidental or self-inflicted, prompting an outpouring of tributes from across the rugby community. Michael James Bowie Jock Hobbs was born on February 15, 1960 in Christchurch and educated at Christ's College, where he first showcased the tenacity that would define his rugby career. He debuted provincially for Canterbury in 1980 and earned his All Blacks call-up in 1983, succeeding Graham Morey as New Zealand's premier open-side flanker. Between 1983 and 1986, he played 39 matches for the All Blacks, including 21 tests, and captained the side on tours to Fiji, 1984, and Argentina, 1985, before a succession of concussions forced him to retire at just 26. Transitioning into administration, Hobbs joined the New Zealand Rugby Union, NZRU, board in 1995, became chairman in 2002, and led the successful bid to host the 2011 Rugby World Cup. Recognized for his services, he was appointed a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit in 1996 and promoted to companion in 2006. As an International Rugby Board Council member, he received the Vernon Pugh Distinguished Service Award and the Steinlager Salver in 2011. After a courageous multi-year battle with leukemia, Hobbs stood down from his NZRU role in December 2010. He died at Wellington Hospital on March 13, 2012, aged 52, leaving his wife Nikki and children Michael, Emily, Penny, and Isabella. Tributes poured in worldwide, celebrating a figure whose rugged performances and visionary leadership forever shaped New Zealand rugby. Merv Davies, born on April 24, 1946 in Nantwymole, Bridgend, rose from a coal miner's son to become one of Wales's most celebrated number 8s. After making his senior debut for Aberavon at just 18, he earned his first Wales cap in January 1969 against France. Standing 6 feet 3 inches and weighing over 15 SD, Davies combined raw power and uncanny mobility to redefine the back row role. Between 1969 and 1978, he won 38 caps for Wales, captaining the national side on 14 occasions and steering them to Grand Slam triumphs in the Five Nations Championship of 1971 and 1976. His leadership and dynamic ball carrying also secured him selection for 2 British and Irish Lions tours, in 1971 to New Zealand, when the Lions achieved their first series victory down under, and again in 1974 to South Africa. Off the field, Mervyn's approachable character and sharp sense of humor made him a beloved figure among teammates and fans alike. After retiring in 1978, he transitioned into business and media, but his life was dramatically altered in 2006 when he was diagnosed with a rare brain tumor. Despite multiple surgeries and a long rehabilitation, he remained a passionate supporter and mentor for young players. On March 16, 2012, at the age of 65, Merv Davies passed away surrounded by family. His passing prompted an outpouring of tributes across Wales and the wider rugby world, honoring a player whose combination of grit, skill, and leadership left an indelible mark on the sport. Sir William Wilson Wineray was one of New Zealand rugby's most distinguished figures, renowned both for his formidable presence on the field and his exemplary leadership off it. Educated at Auckland Grammar School and the University of Otago, Wineray debuted for the All Blacks in 1957 and went on to play 32 test matches as a lock, captaining his country on 28 occasions between 1957 and 1965, a then record for the most test captaincies. His era was defined by an unwavering commitment to the amateur ethos. Wineray balanced his rugby achievements with veterinary studies and later a thriving business career. After retiring from play, he was knighted in 1995 for services to sport and business, serving as chairman of Turners and Growers and director of several major New Zealand companies, where he was celebrated for the same integrity and team-building skills that had marked his captaincy. Wineray's on-field style combined physicality with tactical acumen. Off the field, he was admired for his humility, dry wit, and mentorship of younger players. Married to Rosemary, he was a devoted family man and leaves behind 3 children and numerous grandchildren. His legacy endures in New Zealand's rugby culture as the embodiment of sportsmanship, leadership, and dedication to community, values he exemplified until his passing at age 77 on October 22, 2012. Jack Matthews, one of Wales's most celebrated rugby union centres, passed away on July 18, 2012 at the age of 91. Born Leslie Jack Matthews on September 29, 1920 in Maesteg, Wales, he combined a brilliant sporting career with a dedicated profession as a medical doctor. After serving in the Royal Army Medical Corps during World War II, Matthews studied medicine at Cardiff University, qualifying in 1948 and later establishing himself as a respected physician in Whitchurch, Cardiff. On the field, his powerful running, deceptive sidestep, and unwavering defensive resilience earned him 34 caps for Wales between 1947 and 1957, a remarkable feat in the amateur era, and selection for 2 British and Irish Lions tours, in 1950 to New Zealand and Australia, and in 1955 to South Africa. His partnership with centre teammate Bledon Williams became legendary, often dubbed the Sweethearts, for their intuitive understanding and creative flair that helped Wales reclaim the Five Nations Championship in 1950 and 1952. Matthews was also captain of Cardiff RFC during this golden period, leading his club with characteristic modesty and an infectious team spirit. After retiring from rugby, he remained deeply involved in the game, contributing to coaching and administration, and was awarded an MBE in 1957 for services to health and sport. Remembered as a true gentleman, combining intellectual rigor, sporting excellence, and compassionate care, Jack Matthews' legacy endures both in Welsh rugby history and in the lives of the countless patients he served. Alipate Kinavore, born on November 13, 1983 in Sigatoka, Fiji, emerged as one of Fiji's most versatile backline talents, capable of playing at centre, wing, or fullback. After honing his skills at the Naughty Muslim Academy, he burst onto the provincial scene with Nadroga and the Coastal Stallions in Fiji's Colonial Cup, finishing as the Stallions' top try scorer in 2005 and helping Nadroga lift the Fiji Cup with a try and 2 conversions in the final that year. His domestic form earned him a national debut against Samoa in Suva in 2005, and he was subsequently a key member of the Fiji squad that reached the quarterfinals of the 2007 Rugby World Cup in France. In mid-2005, Kinavore signed for Stade Toulousain in France's top 14, where he made 80 appearances and scored 101 points, contributing to their 2008 French championship triumph. His career was unfortunately curtailed by 2 major arm injuries and a cardiac operation in early 2010, forcing him into premature retirement. Tragically, on November 15, 2012, just 2 days after his 29th birthday, Kinavore suffered a fatal cardiac arrest at his home in Suva and passed away in hospital. In recognition of his impact on Fijian rugby, a minute of applause was observed on December 1, 2012, and tributes poured in from teammates, coaches, and fans alike, cementing his legacy as a beloved figure both at home and in Toulouse. Bob Scott, born Robert Kennedy Scott on May 20, 1921, in Stratford, New Zealand, stands among the most celebrated fullbacks ever to don the renowned black jersey of the All Blacks. A multi-sport prodigy in his youth, Scott initially made his mark in rugby league before switching codes and earning his first All Blacks cap in 1946 against Australia. Over the next 7 years, he amassed 19 test appearances, an impressive feat for the era, scoring 21 points through a combination of reliable goal-kicking and opportunistic runs. Known for his fearless defense, Scott regularly fielded towering kicks under immense pressure, converting potential opposition attacks into launching pads for New Zealand counterplay. Beyond his test record, he featured in 55 matches on All Blacks tours to South Africa, Britain and Ireland and Australia, contributing not only through his on-field prowess, but also his leadership and unshakable composure, earning him the affectionate nickname, the Mighty Mouse. After retiring from international rugby in 1953, Scott remained deeply involved in the game, serving as a selector and coach at provincial level, while working as a dairy farmer in the Waikato region. His contributions were formally recognized in 1996 when he was appointed a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit for services to rugby. On November 16, 2012, at the age of 91, Scott passed away in Hamilton, leaving behind a legacy defined by courage, consistency, and sportsmanship, qualities that continue to inspire generations of rugby players and fans alike. Sir Frederick Richard Fred Allen KNZM OB was one of New Zealand rugby's most revered figures, first earning distinction as a player before becoming the country's most successful All Blacks coach. Born February 9, 1920 in Oamaru and educated in Christchurch, Allen captained the Canterbury Colts in 1938 and played provincially for Canterbury, Auckland, and other unions before World War II service as a lieutenant in the 27th and 30th Battalions in the Pacific and Italy. Returning home, he represented the All Blacks from 1946 to 1949, playing 21 matches, all as captain, including 6 tests at fly half or inside center, before retiring from playing in 1949 after the arduous South Africa tour. After stints coaching Auckland and the North Island side, Allen was appointed All Blacks coach in 1966, leading New Zealand to an unprecedented 14-test unbeaten run with his bold, all-attack, 15-man game, earning him the nickname The Needle. Honored as an Officer of the Order of the British Empire in 1991, a Knight Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit in 2010, and inducted into both the New Zealand and International Rugby Halls of Fame, he remains the only person enshrined as both player and coach. Having developed leukemia, Sir Fred died peacefully in full-time care at Orwa on April 28, 2012, aged 92, just days after attending an Anzac Day ceremony, leaving a legacy celebrated by teammates, protégés, and fans worldwide.